Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Funnels and Follow Up, the show where I interview some of the best people out there in the marketing and connections and coaching world, talking about creating a funnel and filling that funnel. How do you get people in your realm? How is it that you get people into your sphere of influence so that you can, in fact, influence them? That's the funnels part. It's not just that program that you build. It's not just what Russell Brunson does. It's so much more. The concept of the funnel, of course, as we've talked about on so many occasions, the concept of the funnel is, how do I get people interested in who I am and what I do? And I love it, interviewing people about funnels. And then there's follow up. Like I did the funnel. I got people into my sphere of influence. They pushed the button. They said, yes, I'm interested. Now what? And that's where we, myself included, sometimes drop the ball. But today on the show, my guest today is Basile Lemba. And Basile, let me just add you to the stream. And this is going to be fun because what I've done, everybody can see it's not my normal background. You're going to hear some clucking in the background. I am in the infamous backyard. I'm in my backyard with my chickens and people mowing lawns, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood here in Phoenix, Arizona. The temperature is below 100 degrees, so why not? Basile, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I just want to, a little bit about you. You and I are we're in a mastermind program together. We're in a networking mastermind coaching program together. And what you do, and you and I have been breakout sessions together, but you help small businesses maximize their networking efforts. And I think networking is one of the best ways of putting people into your funnel. And it is the way that too many of us fall flat on our faces, not networking correctly. But when you do it right, you can achieve financial success. You can grow your personal development opportunities. You can create strong relationships. And I know you've created a body of knowledge, a set of techniques, a course, a certification on really networking the right way. And for the past 16 years, you've been running the BL Networking Breakfast Club and the biannual BL Small Business Expo. Except maybe this year, you can't really do that. And I'm going to, in a little bit, put up the link for people to apply to your BL networking, to BL networking, to apply to understand, like, how the heck can I network a little bit better? But in the meantime, how are you? How have you been? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, as you put it, I've been doing it for 6 years. I fell into it by accident, you may say, because I started a business. And then when I came to Northern Virginia, I did not know anyone. So I had to make some contacts. So I started going to networking events.
Absolutely.
And I was feeling very strange at the end of each and every one of them. Here I am, I have a new business, and I know no one. So I have to meet people. So I had no choice for going out there. But then I'll go and come out and feeling a little strange about the whole thing. And one day I was told there is this big event, there are 200 people there. So I was very excited. So I went. I'd say about 200 of that. I'm gonna have 30, 40 business cards, then I'm all set. Then I can present my business. Make a long story, I had 3 business cards. Because the place was packed, you couldn't move. The speaker spoke too long. People ran out of bed to go back to work, and I'm standing there with 3 business cards. So that's what there's something wrong.
Right. It's like, what the heck, people? Yeah. What the heck?
So then I had the idea, maybe one of the things that was new me was because they were not well organized. Because that's how I paid $150. And at the end, I have 3 business cards. Well, that's not real, that's not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the basic principle of business, if you give the money, you go to a baker, you give the money, they give you the bread. You don't say, "Oh, we hope, mom, that you're gonna give us the money. We hope you're gonna have some bread." So I went and interview people like you. I say, "Mom, when you go to an event, what do you want to see happening?" I wrote that down. What is that you don't want? I wrote that down. So I took the thing they wanted and I created a breakfast event. I started as a thing on the side, and then it grew so rapidly. Then we have been doing it ever since.
So
So
what was the business? I have to ask you, what was the business that you were actually networking for that now became the BL networking breakfast and BL networking in general? What were you there for?
actually, I was gifting incentive, meaning I'll go to a company and design an incentive program. So if
Okay.
you sell this much, you get this much. You sell this much, you get this much. So that's what we're promoting at the time.
Got it. And then you created a new business, which is the and hopefully will our the internet connection will go a little bit better. We seem to have a little bit of a hesitation to start and stop with the but with the internet, but we'll just keep on plugging on. So just to recap, you spent $150, $150. If I spend $10, to go to a networking event, and I don't get at least $10 in food and drink, no, $20 in food and drink, because I want to return on my investment. If I don't get at least $20 in food and drink, I'm pissed. And then, I'm going to collect some business cards and hopefully make some connections. But you're spending $150. You're supposed to be able to introduce yourself, say who you are, what you do, and the people are so screwed up, so disorganized, it happens all the time, that, oh, yeah, well, just you say your name and your company name and be off on your merry way. So I would certainly get pissed too. And there and from there you just built BL networking. And I know you have a signature course. Um, what what is your signature course? Tell me a little bit, tell my audience a little bit about what your signature course is and why they really should take it. And I'm not, guys, you know me, I'm not doing a sales pitch, but this is kind of important because it's, in this, Basile is going to tell us about, like, what it includes. Like, all right, don't take his course. Fine, don't take his course, but listen to what he's saying about what you need in order to network better. So it's all yours.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm going in and out. I don't know if you're feeling that.
Yes. So
You want me
tell
to
us
get
about
out and
the
you want
course.
me to get out and get back in, or just carry on?
Let's go ahead and carry on. Let's see if this works.
Okay. Well, one of the things I did, so we set up the event, but after that also, as people were coming, they kept asking me to write a book on networking or to make a course on
Right.
networking. I did because I thought it was already known. And make a long story short, I realized one day, just I was trying to do a presentation on networking, I found that the definition of dictionary was incorrect. Then I understood there was a problem. So that's what I put together the know-how that we're offering right now. I say this often. We did a survey. We They say yes. How did you learn? I went to driving school. Do you network? They say, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. How did you learn? Number one, I just walked in the room. Number two, somebody pushed me, and that's it. We wouldn't take the car keys and hand them to 16 years old and say, go ahead and drive. But that
Right.
is the deal most of us got when it comes to networking. So
Very
then, so what is out there in all of these books? Because the reason I didn't want to write a book because I go to a bookstore or a library, I see books wall to wall on networking. I couldn't think for the life of myself why they wanted another book. But
Yeah.
when I found that the definition was incorrect, then I understood that something was missing. So the books that are out there are about, at best, successful action or opinion.
Right.
Now, when you're driving your car, you don't sit down and say, wait a minute, what is that the guy told me was successful? Or why so and so say, by the way, by driving a car? No, you know. You do exactly precisely how you can go from home to work or home to store.
Right.
We don't have such a thing when it comes to networking. We say
Yeah.
actually all those comments are a confession that we don't have a correct know-how. We don't say Bill is a natural, Bill is natural driver. We take Bill, get him to the driving school. He comes out on the other side, he can drive.
Right.
That's what we have done. We put together networking know-how so that now anybody, repeat, anybody, we can pick them and teach them. They come out on the other side, they can network. Now, what is the code is really primarily the cardinal rules of networking, like the
Right.
basic laws of it. Like if you knew a law, like the law of gravity, you throw an apple up, it comes back down. Somebody can
Absolutely.
argue all day long. If you can argue all day long, that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Argue all you want. It's not going
Yeah,
any other way. Absolutely.
exactly. So now then, there are two cardinal rules of networking.
Well, number
Number
one.
one is be interested. Number two, always put your personal interest last. Now realize that the planet did not shake, but it should have. Two are more powerful than an atomic bomb. Let me give that to you again.
Yes.
Number one, be interested.
Interested.
Number two,
And I want
interested.
to and I want to say this very interested, ed, not
Yes,
interested, no
yes,
ing,
yes.
interested, ed.
Mhm.
Be interested in the other person.
Exactly. I started a class last Thursday and somebody told me, "Oh, I thought I was supposed to be interesting."
Yep. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't.
And you bond with somebody when you are interested,
Yep.
not when you are interested.
That's right.
So right there, you start on the right foot. If you do it that way, you start on the right foot. From there, you build the relationship.
Yep.
Now, just like here, I'm being invited. The person inviting me, I have not done much for her, Catherine. She's putting her interest last. That's the second law.
Yep.
So you can sell, you can even smell it when somebody's talking to you. They're like me, 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 me. It put you off.
Yeah.
They are violating the basic laws of networking. So if you really understood those fully, from there you'll be able to figure out easily what to do when you walk into networking or when you are networking. And the people will be in good communication with you. They'll want to follow up with you. They'll respond to your call and you are on your way.
Right. Yeah.
It's a total different change in the mindset and paradigm of networking. Where generally we hear this, they labor or speak. So people go out. What are they thinking? They're thinking about being interesting to tell their story when they should be taking in as
Yep.
opposed to putting out. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't say it, but that you do that first, and then you do your labor or speak later.
Exactly. Exactly. You have to in all networking, you have to give before you can take. And the way that you give is not give your story or give your card. Oh,
Right.
please, that you give of yourself by really listening,
Mhm.
understanding, helping the other person. And you're absolutely right because we don't I don't think any place teaches how you network correctly. We throw each other into the lion's den.
Mhm.
Go to this event and
Absolutely.
go network. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, right.
So how how do you suggest that people generate interest?
How
You
do you?
know,
Well, the way we all want people to be interested about what we do. This is a law. Please listen, Ben. This is not my theory. This is a law.
Right.
If you go and start talking to somebody and you are truly, genuinely interested in them, at one point they're going to flip.
Okay.
They're going to, and then it's that you tell them what you do. This is what I want you to understand. At that moment, they are interested. It also means at that moment, they may not have been, contrary to what you may think. I
Okay.
discovered this years back. I went to an event, it was 2008, I'll never forget that. I'm talking to a financial planner and having a good conversation. I asked him, what do you do? And he told me, I'm helping them lose less. That was
Okay.
2008, the market crashed. I'm helping
Okay.
them lose less. We start
Who's left?
laughing, and I kept asking, yeah. And then at one point, I asked him a question. He never answered my question. And then he told me, and you, what do you do? I was like, I didn't grasp what happened then. I understood it later. I kept asking the question. At one point, he flipped. He asked me, "Do what do you do?" And I told him, in my book in networking, I call that guy the referral machine. He sent me to some 15 business people who bought what I was selling. And he did the selling. I will walk into the office. The people will tell me, I want this, 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 this. I mean, at least 15.
Wow.
I was interested in him.
Yep.
And then he felt he was interested. He went and sold my product to some 15 business people.
Because you were interested in him. Because
And that's when I understood. Yeah. Yes. Well, think about it. Why should they be interested in you if you're not interested in them?
Very true. Who cares? Mm-hmm. What do I care about you? What do I care about you? If you don't care about me, why do I care about you? Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. What we all want to know what's in it for us. We all want to know, you know, how can I make my day better? How can I make my life better? How can, you know, whatever. So that begs the next question. I go to my networking meeting. I am truly interested in what you have to say and what the next 10 or 15 people that I meet have to say. And some of those 10 or 15 people, great, nice to meet you, bye-bye, have a great life. Some of those 10 to 15 people I need to really connect with. I need to connect with on a deeper level. Mm-hmm. And yet follow-up remains to be the biggest challenge to, dear Lord, I teach a class on follow-up and I still sit there going, oh, I don't want to make this phone call. So if follow-up continues to be a challenge, what do you suggest we here do in order to make it easier, more effective, better? Tell me, what should I do?
Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, let me get back to when I was studying architecture in Europe.
Okay.
There's an interesting story there. We will then study the city in America, Philadelphia, Chicago, and what have you. The way we were studying a story, we were looking at this tall building because we were building tall building there.
Yeah.
Every single time we have one, we were looking for the baby. Every tall building, study the city was, what is the tall building, what is the baby? The tall building had a baby. The baby was the parking structure.
Okay, so the tall building has baby. Baby is a parking structure. Then what?
Yeah. If we didn't see the baby, we knew where the baby was. We knew the baby was on the ground. But the baby has to exist. You follow? So same thing. If we compare that to networking, the event we go to has a tall building.
Okay.
The baby is the follow-up.
I like that approach.
Understand? Now, this is what happened. The tall building, the event goes on the agenda. The follow-up seldom goes on the agenda.
Very true. Very true. We don't
So
put it
do
in
I.
our calendar.
Right there, it never get done.
Yeah.
So I say networking is like a human being. It has two legs.
Okay.
Event, follow up, event, follow up, event, follow up, meeting, follow up, meeting, follow up, meeting, follow up. You see?
In order to move forward.
So it has to
Yep.
not fall off the ball. This is out of sight, out of mind. Put that on the agenda.
Right.
The second thing is in my class, there's a system, a very simple system that I use, which has been used by millionaires, has been used by Fortune 500 companies. It is a
Okay.
box with blank card that you use to follow up. It has 12 months, 31 days. I don't know of any better system than that. You talk to somebody.
Yep. Yep. You take that tech, the high tech, and
When
I'm
you wake up in the morning, yeah, no high tech, no, not at all.
take the card, take the
You
card.
sometimes you put things on the computer, we can't even find them, we can't retrieve them, we don't even know where they are. I've experienced that. Where do I put it? I don't know. There, I don't have to. I know where it is. I can find it easily.
Yeah, that was the system.
And when I wake up in the morning, I know the people I'm supposed to follow up. I can say these are the people I'm supposed to follow up today.
Yeah.
And more importantly, Catherine, the art of follow up is a trail. Meaning, when you're doing your follow up, the most important thing is the next meeting. So when you're talking to them, you can say, I'll send you the
Mhm.
information and I'll call you back. Or
Okay.
I'll catch up with you in a week. So when you call me a week from now, you have a business appointment.
Yeah.
You're not a telemarketer. You have a business appointment. And if it's
Mhm.
not there, so say, yeah, I told you that I will call you, whatever. So you're building like football. You go until you touch, and then you do a touchdown.
Okay. So the
So the follow
simple
up. And it gets easier because there's a trail, because yeah, it's woven into when you call them, they know you're calling, they're expecting the call. It's not just like sometimes you follow up, you call somebody, you don't know what to say. They wonder why you're calling them, you don't know why to call them. It's not it's follow up, but not the art is smooth. One is going one to the next, one to the next, until we score. And
yeah.
then we then build it from there.
You want it as smooth as possible. I think that's our biggest fear is like, okay, I'm gonna call, they're not gonna know who I am. I gotta explain who I am, and then I gotta tell the whole pitch again, and then I gotta do this, and then your head is exploding. But if you schedule it, if you've got this very simple system of putting the cards in a box, and I pull out the card and I know when to call who and who to call when,
Mhm.
you've got it all
Exactly.
easy peasy. So now
Mhm.
I've gone to the networking event. I've done the follow-up. I've gotten you into my signature class. I've gotten you into my coaching program. I've gotten you into whatever. I've sold you the widget. I've done what I had to do. How do I turn these clients into raving fans? What do I do next? Because I want, hey, Basile, I got the most amazing help from your course. I can't believe it. I've been working for 20 years and it's never been this easy and it's never been this simple to get new clients. I'm getting new clients and everything. And my clients love me. How do I turn them into raving fans? What do I do next?
Okay. Well, it's not about what you do next, it's what you have been doing.
Okay.
In the sense that when you're dealing with your client, you want the client to feel when you're thinking of them, you think they want them to feel like they are the VIP to you. I'll
Okay.
give you an example. I say that we have a breakfast event. We held it for 17 years.
Right.
Okay. We have people who are patrons. They pay for the whole year to come to the breakfast event. However, each and every month, a few days before the event, we pick up the phone and call them. The event is coming up.
Yep.
You understand? They pay for it. We sign a paper. You have a 12-month. Boom. We could have said you pay the bastard, but we place the call. Do they appreciate that? Very much so.
Yeah.
We can be opportunity to recognize them, make them known, announce them to everybody and what have you. This is the result. When comes the time for renewal, I've heard that years after years.
That's huge.
They say, I was wondering when it was due. Isn't that amazing? Who wants another bill in our society? Nobody. I don't
Nope.
care. Even if the electricity, people say, even if they use it, they don't want to hear about it.
Right. And so many things. It's like your gym membership. Your gym membership is up for renewal. Renewal? I
Yeah.
never went to the gym.
Yeah.
Forget it. Forget it.
Yeah. Because I tell you why. Because they don't do anything but take your money and wait to contact you 12 months later.
Yeah.
What has been happening in between? They're not there necessarily. So it pisses you off.
Yeah.
So you handle that before the fact. You take care of them. You do things for them. That way they know you're not just, which is sad for most people. Oh, you got to pay, but nobody's taking care. They're being ignored.
Right.
Nobody plays a phone call. We haven't seen you this month. So what's happening? Is there anything we can do? Just pick you up because you don't have a car or whatever. Imagine that. In today's society, Catherine, when we get customer service, we are shocked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh my God, you did something nice. Oh my, not even something nice. You did something right. It's not even up to nice. It's just the basic. You did something right.
Hmm? Today,
Crazy.
you get customer service, you're shocked because what is supposed to be the norm is an exception. So that's
Yeah.
how you create fine, meaning you go the distance, you go things that they never experienced. Next thing you know, they're just like blown away. You don't even
Right.
have to do much in this day and age because nobody else. I mean, people are look like a 16-digit number. They don't look
Right.
at you as a human being. There's something they can get their money from. That's about it.
Here's my card.
Mhm.
Exactly.
How is she doing? What's happening with her? Or place a random phone call. Hey, we haven't seen you, or we're just checking up on you. You don't have much of that happening. That little extra, and it's called customer service. If you really do it properly, not just talk about it or write it against the wall, you make that's how you create.
How long does it take? How
It's
much?
complicated.
It's not complicated. How much time should I allot every day to do those phone calls? How much time should I give myself?
It's not so much. It depends on what you are. It depends on your goal, but it's one of those. It's very simple. I mean, I just give an example, but it's really sit down and ask yourself, how is that I would like to be treated? And that'll give you the answer what you should do to those people. It's not just it's different things. You can just think of something like to do that. Oh my God, how are they doing? I'm calling them to find out how you guys doing. I'm just curious. It doesn't have to be anything specific.
Nope. Don't sell. You don't have to sell every time. Do
No,
you?
no.
Exactly.
It can just be a phone call. It can just be a card. It can just be, oh, I found that event. I found this article. I think it might be good for you. I heard about this event. Oh, you need to talk to so and so. It
Yeah.
just become a that doesn't even necessarily mean that you can do it to each and every one of them. But here and there, guess what? The word get out that this is what she is. She takes care of people. She's not just calling you when your bill is due. She's da 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 da. You create that culture. In time, do they get it? They may not get it this year. They get this action from you, but the culture is there.
Yep. Okay. It, so now I've met the people. I'm
In
interested.
16 years,
Go ahead.
in 16 years, we never bought any list, but we have a database of 7,000 business people.
That's a lot. And are you very regional or are you all over the place?
We was mainly original. Now we're going, being that with COVID, we're going nationwide and international.
Yeah. So what I've gone ahead and done is put the link to the course. It's real easy, blnetworking.net. blnetworking.net. If you remember nothing else, go ahead and remember that. What one piece of advice before we go, what one thing can you tell people? Just change this right now. Just do this right now, starting tomorrow on your Zoom calls, on your breakout sessions, on whatever. Do this one thing starting tomorrow. What would it be? And unfortunately, it seems that, okay, go ahead. I don't know if you heard me. I said,
Yeah,
what?
I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
I got it. The answer is simple. Take care of the person in front of you or the person you're talking
That sounds too simple. What? It's simple. Is it really that simple?
to. Yet is the key to dramatic success. Not just a
Okay.
little bit, dramatic success. When you do that, you give him more than they could possibly hope for. You stand out.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. In a world of customer disservice, you would certainly stand out. Absolutely.
Yeah. You understand it. I'm saying that because that's no longer part of the culture we live in today.
No, it's not.
How many of us, everywhere you go somewhere, you watch it because you know somebody's going to try to take advantage of you or pull you this or pull you that or add something to contract or whatever. That is the current culture. You step aside. You take care of people. You have it made.
Yep. Just do what you're supposed to do. Don't try to
Exactly.
shortcut it. Don't try to, whatever. It's not a shortcut. This is relationship building. And I always,
Mhm.
personally, I always harken back to, what's the best relationship in your life? Is it, the relationship with your spouse or significant other? Is it relationship with your parents or your children? Okay, whatever it is. And especially with a spouse, because the spouse is a total stranger. How did you develop that relationship? Did it happen overnight? No. Did you develop it over time? Yes. So why do we think that we shouldn't develop relationships in business over time? We absolutely should. And you've given us a great number of ideas and pointers to move forward in developing our business. And I'm going to say it one more time. It is blnetworking.net. And if you want to apply, it's apply.html / apply.html. So, Basile, I thank you so much for being on the show. I'm so glad we finally did this. These are some great networking tips, everybody. Take them to heart. And, if you suck at networking, I think you should take the course. Well, Catherine, how do I know if I suck at networking? If you are throwing out your business cards like a dealer in Las Vegas, you probably suck at networking. If you're having a conversation with somebody and you go, me, enough about me. What do you think of me? You probably suck at networking. If no one will take your calls or return your calls or even sales call you, you probably suck at networking. So apply to this course, follow Basile, make sure you listen to what he says and get better at networking. Did I miss anything? And guys, I apologize today that I don't know whose internet is up or whose internet is down, but I think we got the gist of it. Get better at networking. Basile,
Okay.
so good to see you.
Same here, ma'am. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.